What's up guys, Model Buses 98 here, and well, I'm very pleased to be bringing you another type of video like this. Today we're going to be looking at some varied operators around London that are modern. Well, if you accept the term modern to mean 1999 to present, well, realistically about 2013 is the newest bus here. But yeah, these are some modern London operators-ish, as I said. And yes, it would be good to do a selection video of them. So these are just some that I picked randomly just because I like them really. Sometimes I think random combinations work quite well. So I guess we'll just start from left to right then. This vehicle originally started life as a demonstrator, I believe, in the Stagecoach Manchester livery. It was then brought into service in London a few weeks later. And this vehicle is special because it's the first Dennis Trident of all time. It's 1999 and it's TA1. So this vehicle is now preserved at Brooklands Bus Museum. And it was repainted into this livery a few years later. I think at one point it was repainted in the Beach Ball livery. Well, the Stagecoach London Beach Ball livery. So this model is a cracker. Route 55, and I just really like it. It kind of represents a piece of history, and yeah, very impressive. I like the way the interior is accurately reflected. No rear window. Obviously, that was correct to the real vehicle. And yeah, just a really impressive model. Absolutely favourite from me, indeed. I love London General as a company, and I think this bus looks fabulous. The silver lights really add quite a lot to it. I like the way all around you've got this black and yellow... Oopsie. Sorry. You've got this black and yellow band all around. Opening engine cover. Yes, we can see that. Silver lights on the back. Just once again, a very impressive model all around. And by the way, in case you don't know, all the vehicles here I give 10 out of 10. I mean, in this selection because I just love them. That's why I picked them, in fact. Yeah, nice running number, which has been added for effect. They didn't really skimp on anything with this model. If anyone's super fussy, the mirrors are a bit too big if you compare the mirrors between those two. Maybe it's hard to see, but yeah, one is slightly bigger. Yeah, so I love that model. Definitely love that one. Now, this vehicle is one of the few vehicles that is still in this livery and with this operator. Sadly, no longer running this route, since this route now has electric vehicles. But yeah, this is a really impressive model as well. This model is the Go Ahead London General Route 507, not Bendy, sorry. The dual door Citaro, and I've got to say, it's one of those models that kind of hits the nail on the head once again. All the lines are very clear, nothing's inaccurate in my opinion. Opening engine cover, which you can see it opens, although I can't quite open it as easily. Mirrors on the front, really realistic. I like the way all the mirrors are kind of very reflective of the real vehicles. Aircon pod, I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they didn't skimp on all the notices here, which I shall just zoom in for. So all the door notices are all correct, and they didn't skimp on any of the minor details. So yeah, it's just impressive from Northcord, really. Yeah, I love this model. Absolutely one of my favourites. Moving swiftly on, this vehicle is another favourite of mine. This vehicle represents ARRIVA London's, or ARRIVA South London's T64. I actually like this bus a lot in real life, and they're getting really hard to find the model versions of it. Not too much to say about the livery, just plain red with the ARRIVA badging. Works quite well, really. Nothing too fancy, not like the London General livery. Moving closer, we have the TC, which is the garage code. Yellow mirrors. I quite like yellow mirrors on buses, as you can see with these to the right. Mixing up my right and my left now. Orange bars inside. Yeah, just an impressive model, really. A model I like, and I'm sure a lot of people like. Sadly, there does appear, not on this one too much, although you can kind of see it. I mean, it happens on nearly all of them. Yeah, definitely my recommendation. Good model, in my opinion. Moving into more ARRIVA stuff, we've got Enfield the 1922 Enfield, and this is ARRIVA's EN1. I think this is now with Go Ahead. These buses move operators all the time, so I find it hard to keep track. This bus is serves right via Edmonton Green, and it's got a more characteristic than the double-decker that we just looked at. It's got this rather nice yellow band because it's ARRIVA serving London. I think it does say that underneath. Obviously, they operate from different garages. This is kind of my favourite Enviro 200 out of the lot. There's another one here, and there are two others, one in a METROLINE livery and one in a Selkent livery. But I've got to say I like this one the most, even though it's not in this livery anymore. I like the yellow mirrors and the wipers, just all really realistic. The engine cover definitely does open, but all these buses kind of decide whether they want to there and then. I can never get them to open on camera, so I just apologise for that. No more can be said. Yeah, that's a really gorgeous model in my opinion. Recommended from me. Moving swiftly on, we've looked at quite a lot of different operators. But this one is no longer named as this bus is named. Travel London was renamed, either it ceased operations and was bought, or it was renamed. People had to correct me. I'm not a businessman, so you'll have to correct me. This is now a Bellio London, and in fact, this bus has now been sold to outside of London. I don't know if I've said that about any of the others. This one's a really impressive model. I quite like the route, C1 to Victoria, now run by RATP. I like Victoria, especially for spotting buses, so yeah, I like this model a lot. Obviously, it's nice to see interior details, such as the red bars. I often think that the interior bars can kind of give off what the operator is, so that's a really nice addition there. Engine cover does open, and yes, it does want to open this time. Yeah, so that model is impressive as well. I really like that. Thumbs up from me. Coming to conclusion, we now have an absolutely gorgeous double-decker here. This one is a London United Scania Omni City, and I have to say, they got the look absolutely spot on. Many people argue that the Omni City casting was the best one from Northcourt, and I have to say I'm inclined to agree for the most part. I mean, the bus itself really looks good. I mean, the front, the lights, if I could zoom in, they're just so well accentuated. I'm really impressed. The blinds are really well done. So this is not to have a go at Corgi, but if I show you out of the way, the blinds are kind of too far forward. When you look here, the blinds are kind of inwards, because you know how blinds work in real life. They are kind of on a sort of a pole, and they rotate round and round. They're kind of like, I can't explain it easily, but all I know, and you know, is that they do rotate. So it wouldn't be possible for them to be fully pressed up against the glass. But yeah, this occurs the same way all the way round. Yeah, so, and then the livery, of course, a really impressive livery. One I cherish quite a lot. These used to run on the 148, and of course used to run on the 10. Many other people remember them fondly. I do. And yeah, it just looks really impressive. Not much else to say. It's nothing particularly special. Just everything goes really well together. It's kind of like I mean, it's hard to describe really, but when you have a cake, you can imagine, and all the ingredients are kind of measured. There's nothing particularly special that blows your mind. Just really impressively put together, and you kind of feel like that with this. It's not like the Stagecoach Gold or anything, but it's just very well put together, and a very good job from Northcord. I fully like this model. 11 out of 10 if I could give it that. And finally, we have the final model from METROLINE, and this is the only Corgi model that I'm showing today. And this is VW1400, which is now a different garage once again. So you may notice a fairly common thing around all these buses. They're always being moved to different garages. In fact, the only one that hasn't moved is the 466. Apart from that, they've all moved around to different places. But anyway, I've added adverts, but I couldn't find any L adverts for this one, so I just stuck with this. It's a bod job, so don't have a go at it. It's not supposed to be good. But other than that, yes, the model itself, slightly unrealistic blinds, unfortunately. All the usual Corgi things I mentioned. The centre door, unfortunately, has a bar there. But I actually think it looks very good, and props to them for actually making it. And I'm happy with it. I think it sits well in my collection, so I don't really have any complaints, but other people might have complaints, in which case you can feel free to tell us in the comments. But yeah, so that kind of concludes the video. Please do feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching the video. Much appreciated. Every single viewer is much appreciated. We're nearly at 3,000 subscribers. All I can say really is thank you very much to anyone who's subscribed. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for videos or any ways I could improve them, any constructive criticisms are heartily welcomed. But anyway, once again, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.